Oh my God, if I die, I'm a legend. When they lay me down to rest, I know I was always repping. Oh my God, my whole life.
For those of you who are familiar with gmod, most likely know of the mysterious allure of the DarkRP game mode. It's a really awesome game mode which, when done right, can lead to some really fun times. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys 5 tips that you can use on your DarkRP playthroughs and get a leg up over your fellow players. Now these tips are going to assume you have basic knowledge of the game mode, i.e. you know what RDM is, how to abide by basic rules such as the new life rule, and so forth. So in other words, this is not a video telling you what DarkRP is, and if you've never played it before, there are plenty of great guides out there that will tell you how to properly roleplay, etc, etc, etc. So with that little disclaimer out of the way, let's get to it. Tip number 1. Commit yourself to one server. This one here is really important, and it's in my opinion the most essential tip to DarkRP, which is basically to find a server which you like and commit yourself to it, so that way all your playtime won't be wasted. What's the point of making money on a certain server if you're just going to change servers the next time you play? So I think the most important thing for you to do is getting started is to plop yourself down on said server and make sure you like. Obviously I can't tell you what server you should choose to commit to, as it's all up to personal preference, but there are always some indicators that tell me personally whether a server is worth my playtime and effort. For one, the most basic thing I look for in a server is a player base, as if no one on the server all the time, then there's no one to RP with, and, well, I think you can see why that might be problematic. Some of the things I look for are friendly mods, not too many jobs and tools locked behind a VIP donator paywall, and make sure they have tools that I like for building. Again, it all comes down to preference on choosing the server that you want, so keep that in mind. While the appeal of free money literally being printed for you is very tempting, I wouldn't fall into this trap that is money printers. Here's the thing about money printers. Money printers require you to check on them every couple of minutes or so, as they will heat up, and if not manually cooled by the player, they will explode. So this pretty much always leads to me just camping in my base, going back and forth, checking on the temperature of the money printers to make sure my precious cold hard cash isn't about to get blown to the other side of the Mississippi. This is all fine and dandy if you want to spend 2 or so hours of your life just clicking cooling buttons on money printers. It's absolutely riveting, a blast of fun, I tell you. Except when you realize it's not and you just spent 3 hours doing absolutely nothing in DarkRP, which could have been spent out on the streets of the city having fun. You know, fun, that thing that is the reason you play video games for. And besides all that, printers aren't all that effective ways of making money anyways, and take at least 2 to 3 hours of gameplay time before all the money you put into upgrades for it and the effort you put into checking on the temperatures actually pays off. Tip number 3. Self-supplying guns, drugs, raiding tools, etc. Now, for more seasoned DarkRP players, you know that self-supplying is something that is heavily frowned upon in the role-playing community. For those who don't know, this is basically where if you're trying to buy guns or something of the like, you can change your job to gun dealer, so like if you're trying to buy guns, you change to gun dealer, and just buy them for yourself so you guarantee you get them at the cheapest price, and also you don't have to wander around the server for 40 days and 40 nights looking for a gosh darn gun dealer. But obviously, doing this is not allowed on pretty much all servers and can get you kicked for doing so. But you know what? I'm gonna let you in on a secret pro tip. No one will be able to tell if you've done it or not. And you might be saying, but Fizzy, that's against the rules. And besides, lots of servers don't let you do this. Yes, some servers will kill you when you change jobs so that you cannot bring the same items when you switch jobs. Basically in an attempt to combat self-supplying. But there's a super easy way around it, which is just dropping your shipment of whatever it is you're self-supplied in a secluded, secure location, and then coming back after you respawn and picking it up. Whether it's morally right or not is up to you, but that's my personal tip number 3.
There's some self-supply going on here.
Tip number 4. Bases. Now bases are an entire beast of their own in DarkRP, and they could get an entire video on their own, but I wanted to just lightly touch upon them and cover some essential tips for base building. First things first, base placement is key. If you're trying to sell something, i.e. you're a gun dealer or a drug dealer, it seems only logical that you would want to set up your base in the downtown area, as that is pretty much where everyone goes, and your shop will get a lot of attention. However, if all you're doing is printing money, making a giant fucking meth lab, or any other nefarious schemes, staying out of the prying eyes of the public and steer clear of downtown. If you set up a base in the downtown area, you are asking to be raided. However, if you're smart and set yourself up in the suburbs area or that one corner of the map where literally no one ever goes to, I guarantee you will not even have to worry about those pesky raiders. Another little tip for your base is a little trick to get around fading door abuse. Obviously, you're not allowed to use fading doors during raids, as that would be unfair to the opposing raider. However, making a button correspond to a fading door is a really easy way to get around this and will still provide super quick access to fading doors during raids. A good way to use this would be when someone is raiding you and you are on the opposite of them, behind one of your fading door props. Just hit the button, pump some lead into them, and quickly hit the button again to make sure they don't have a chance to shoot back. My last tip for bases is to just weld the living shit out of everything. A lot of servers have RPGs and or police battering rams that can decimate your props, and simply freezing them will not stop your base from getting wrecked. So the way to combat this is to take out your weld tool gun and just spam it like all holy hell and weld everything every which way. Tip number 5. My final tip for you guys is to play with some mates. Teaming up is definitely the best and funnest way to play DarkRP. Not only are you going to be sharing resources, money printers, and guns, but you're also going to have a helping hand on raids and base defenses and etc. Obviously, there's a giant tactical advantage of teaming up with fellow players, but also, it's just damn fun to team up with friends, and you'll have plenty of good laughs and so forth. Now, there's a little bonus tip here if you're feeling a little bit dubious. You can ally yourself with some random dude on a DarkRP server by saying you will supply him with some money printers, and once he lets you into his heart, immediately pump his gut with bullets and remind him that this is DarkRP, bitch, not friend RP, and ride off into the sunset with all his printers and guns. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed the video, and if this video goes well, you guys can expect a lot more gmod content from me, as it's a game I've been really enjoying as of late. Until next time guys, Fizzy G, signing off.